Welcome to the first ever Monarch Game Day. I'm your co-host, A. Egerton. I'm joined with
Gil Ripsich.
And today we'll be digging into the Marysville Monarch varsity basketball games. We'll be reviewing the games, recapping the seasons for both teams so far, highlighting a couple of the stars for both teams, and overall picking who we think will win.
This is Monarch Game Day. Both the boys and the girls tonight have a tough conference game against the Worthington Cardinals. Boys are at home while the girls are away. So the boys team faces the Worthington Cardinals, who are 1-2 as of earlier this week, and they're 0-1 in the Ohio Capital Cardinal Conference. Their one loss coming from the Olentangy Braves team, 53-39, 2 weeks prior. Marysville also lost to the 67-45 a week later on 12-13. They're fourth place right now behind the Monarchs in the Ohio Capital Conference, and their second loss of the year has come from this 4-0 St. Francis de Sales team, 63-48. De Sales historically is a pretty darn good team. They've finished over 500 for the past 2 seasons, and to be honest, this Worthington team is not that bad.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you because of just the hand they've been dealt early in the season. If we look at the Olentangy Braves and as well as De Sales, as you mentioned, both very, very good basketball programs. And if we go into this game underestimating the Cardinals, then we can be in a lot of trouble, especially if we look at the dynamic backcourt of Julian Johnson and Gray Kegley. Those two are very athletic, two-way, 3-level scoring wings. They can get to their spots, knock down the shots. They can lock down your favorite player, and just they're athletes at the end of the day, and it's going to be very hard for the Monarchs to stop defensively. But the Monarchs also have a very good defense this year, as we'll talk about a little bit later. But that's the key to victory, in my opinion, for the Monarchs, is to stop that backcourt from getting going early.
Yeah, to be honest here, this Monarch team has most definitely struggled getting off the floor here. Their offense has not been as good as in past years at all. But the one part that's keeping them in these games is the defense. The defense is very, very good. They get so many blocks each game. And if Monarchs can put the pressure on early, lock down this Cardinals team, it's going to be a sure victory, I'm sure. Their past games have been, their first 3 games were wins against some pretty good teams. You know, against our rivals, Dublin Jerome, they are 0-4 right now, but not to take away from that. It's, to be honest, they're a good team. They're a very good team. I mean, they've lost to Olentangy, Delaware Hayes. These are both 4-1, 3-1 teams. These are good teams too.
100%.
And just to be honest, we were 13-10 last year, and Worthington was 8-14. If we just base it off that, we got an incredible chance here.
Yeah, for sure, and I think it's big for the boys to play at home this time, especially coming off back-to-back losses, starting out the year pretty hot. And I think if we look at both those teams' record from last season, 13-10, that's all right. 8-14, that's all right. But this is a big time for both of these teams to step up and to prove that they got this and that they can go out there and win games, to give them some confidence going further into this season. And going back to the defense of the Monarchs, they love to just pressure ball handlers with that full court press that Coach Tank loves to get into very, very early in the game. And I just love watching them play the game of basketball. Another guy I love watching play basketball is C.J. Collins, 6'4" point guard. This is his senior year, and you can never guard him one-on-one. I've watched him a few times watching some film. He's got a shifty handle, and he has a lot of confidence shooting that basketball. And the keys that Coach Tink has given him to go out and shoot these type of shots is kind of crazy, but I respect it because he hits it. And the key to victory is to get him going, get him making shots, get him the confidence early, so that we can have all the momentum throughout the game. Because we've had this season, we've had a tough time starting, but it's all about finishing today. And Worthington, they need to shut him down. They need to make him uncomfortable. They need to get up into him and bring that pressure like we will to them, 100%.
Yeah, so to be honest, C.J. Collins sounds like a big leader here, and I think there's very big leaders on both of these teams, and honestly, it's going to be a battle between them. Though it is a full team game, and basketball is definitely a team game in here.
100%.
It's going to be a battle between just individuals here.
Yeah, it's just all about can you hit the shots and who's going to make those hustle plays.
Yeah, so a home game tonight. Probably should check what the pit theme was for tonight, but please head out there. It'll be sure to be a very good game. When we come back, we'll be looking at the girls' game. the Lady Monarchs face off against the Thomas Worthington Cardinals away. This Thomas Worthington team is 1-4 overall and 0-3 in the conference. The most recent loss in the conference was the 5-1 Olentangy Berlin, which the final score was 46-31. This Olentangy team is a very good team, averaging 50 points. Another one of their losses went to the other Olentangy team, Olentangy Braves, 77-23.
It's a crazy score, I can't lie.
But to be fair, Olentangy is 6-1. They're second in the conference. And Marysville lost by a mere 10 points in their last meetup last Friday.
Yep.
So yeah, I think we're looking good from that standpoint. Another one of Thomas Worthington's losses was to the Dublin Jerome Celtics, 42-25, in their first in the conference. Also a very good team. They beat Marysville by only 6, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think going into this game, it's pretty clear that the Monarchs would have the edge, regardless of it being an away game. But it's very easy to compare these games and be like, yeah, Marysville only lost by 6, you lost by 20, obviously you're going to win. But I don't think that's the case. I think this Thomas Worthington team, just like the boys team, has been dealt a tough hand to start the season, and they've looked all right, and there's something about the team that hasn't gelled, but they've been all right, and they have the type of players to go and win the game, and it's interesting to see, and Marysville can't go into this game underestimating, just like the boys, and take this as a walkover game, because it's not. I mean, every game is a battle, and Thomas Worthington has the pieces to win this game.
One of those pieces being Zoe Foreman, a smart, versatile player who likes to stand tall in the paint. You know, this team really relies on their players, but as a team as a whole, they rely on their plays moreover. They love to shoot the basketball. They love to trap. I'd say they're a very defensive-heavy team. I think so. And another defensive player on their team, actually an offensive and defensive player, the two-way threat here is Liz Rohrbacher. She's a very good player. She loves to run it up the court, loves to shoot, loves to get in the paint. She loves to lock down on D as well.
Yeah, 100%. And like we mentioned, Thomas Worthington does have the pieces to win this game. But in recent history, this Lady Monarchs team has been magnificent. Very, very fun to watch. Very, very dominant team. They went 22-4 last season, just falling short of the conference championship game. They're off to a slow start this season. Sitting at 3-3, 0-3 in the conference as well. And this is kind of the same situation as the men's game. Thomas Worthington right behind. Both teams are trying to find confidence, find rhythm, and if there's a game to do it, it's this one. And this can get a lot of momentum for both teams. But like we've already mentioned, the Monarchs look like they're going to have the upper hand. They have not lost to Thomas Worthington since 2021. Last season, the Monarchs did dominate Thomas Worthington in a 45-11 victory, and this is a game where both these teams figure out who they are as a team. And something about this Monarch team hasn't gelled yet, but same thing with the Thomas Worthington team.
You know, when you say not gel, I can pinpoint it. It is a very young team, and when I say young, I mean their starting point guard is a freshman, and their sixth man is a freshman as well. And I think they have a very, very good future road for them. I think the season might be really ups and downs. It might play out for them, you know.
Yeah.
But it's a very young team. I think we have a very bright future. But tonight, I think they're going to seal the deal. Both these teams are coming off of a loss, so they both got that extra motivation, got that extra edge to win this game. And for one of those players who has that extra edge is Allison Price. She's a 5'9". She is also 140, and she scores 18 points per game. She is at a 51 field goal percentage and a 48% three-point percentage. You said some sort of statistics before we started recording about the NBA. You want to say that?
Yeah. I mean, shooting 48% from three, and she's also putting about 5.8 threes a game, which is about 6 a game. And just shoot 48% is amazing. And in the NBA, the average three-point percentage is 37%, 38%, something like that. And for her to come out here and shoot the basketball like that is a huge thing for this team, and it could really go a long way for this Monarchs team as well.
You know, the TW last time they faced the Monarchs last year, they lost 57-14, and I think it was definitely because of these players. Another one of these players is Emma Gilbert, who leads the teams leads the team in steals with 2.7 a game. She's very physical. She loves to drive to the paint, and she loves to block when she can. She's that X factor when the Monarchs need it.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at this game from without bias, because obviously we got a Marysville. But at the end of the day, I think both these teams, men's game, girls' game, both of these teams have something to prove, something to come into this game and to hope for, to find what is the identity of this team. And if we go back to the guys' game, I think that they need to start fast, they need to start physical, and they need to get their shots to fall. As you mentioned, they have a tough time finishing their possessions, and that's going to be the key for them, is to get the ball in the basket. And Thomas Worthington, looking at them, they just need some confidence, and they need to just play their game like they have their whole lives. I think it needs to stop being a high school basketball game and be more of just them as friends going out there and play basketball, because there's not a lot of chemistry on that floor, and there's something going on in that program. But for this girls' game, I just think this Monarchs team needs to reach their expectations, and they can. We know they can. And this Thomas Worthington team needs to come in and play spoiler and to knock off this Monarchs team, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun matchups on Friday night.
Well, he took the words right out of my mouth. But tonight, the boys are at home, so if you can get out there, please do. Please show your support. The Pit would love to have you, as well as away. The girls' team would also love to have you. These are both incredibly good games. I think we'd love to both watch them if we could.
When it's all said and done, this is going to be a fun battle with two teams who love to hate each other and two teams who are trying to find identity. But for me, looking at this men's game, I think they have just the more confident, fast-paced, physical program. I'm taking the Monarchs 62-50.
You know, I love that score. And, you know, I have 60-53. I think it's going to be a tighter game. Both these teams are defensive-heavy teams, as most teams in high school are, really. We can't run that offense like we'd like to. But at the same time, I really think these leaders on this Monarch team are going to get the whole team going, and I think we're going to start out hot. I think we're going to continue hot, and I think this TW team isn't going to be able to stop it. I think they're going to try. I think they're going to get close, but I don't think they're going to prevail.
100%. I love that. I think that's a great call. So we both take the Monarchs. Now for this girls' game, I think it's a little bit more differently, because in the past, I think it's a 100% everybody you've ever asked will say the Lady Monarchs are going to catch the stuff. But off to a slow start of the season, both these teams are pretty equal. I'm still going to take the Lady Monarchs, and I think they win this game in dominating fashion, 38-24. After watching film on the Thomas Worthington Cardinals, just nothing about that offense impresses me. And I think that the girls are going to get hot, and I think they're going to walk away with a victory.
You know, I like that pick, but I have it being a blowout loss by TW. I think it's going to be 44-21, Marysville winning this game. And you know why I say that is because TW, you know, we had a very difficult time finding those leaders on that court. You know, we can't just pin those people, and I really think they're trying to work as a team, but at the same time, they're trying to find their team. They really don't have their set thing, and they're really trying to find their identity, like you said a couple times now. But these Monarchs team, I think they've been doing okay on away games, but I think they're gonna, you know, they have that momentum, and they're gonna get it done this time, this matchup.
So yeah, this has been the Monarch Game Day, and I'm A.J. Egerton. This is...
I'm Caleb Stitcher. We've loved having you watching, and we've loved planning this. We hope to do more of these in the future. Thank you.